Gotham City never truly sleeps, and on yet another dark, gloomy night, Barbara Gordon, the spirited, red-haired vigilante known throughout Gotham's rooftops as Batgirl, is accompanying the Dark Knight on a pursuit of a group of thugs on the streets of Gotham. Batgirl gets on top of the semi-truck as Batman engages with the shooting criminals from the Batmobile. After a brief engagement, the criminals let go of the holding truck, but Batgirl jumps onto the cabin and is almost shot by the escaping thugs. She is kicked off by none other than Paris Franz as she topples onto the ground. Batgirl takes down one remaining criminal when Batman arrives. Unknown to Batgirl, the robbers' leader Paris Franz develops a dangerous obsession with her. As she starts receiving messages from Franz, Batman shares his concerns that she is not taking the situation seriously. At the same time, Carlos Francesco, the most powerful crime boss in Gotham, calls on his nephew Paris Franz for his unnecessary drama and warns him not to repeat any of it. Soon, Paris Franz robs another warehouse which belongs to his uncle, and Batgirl arrives at the place. She takes down his henchmen easily, but Paris is not one to go down so swiftly. He tricks her as he sprays her with a knockout gas. Batgirl is wise enough to lock herself inside the iron safe as Franz and his henchmen take off. Once again, Batman swiftly warns her about her stubborn acts, and she's not ready to take it. Barbara works as the librarian in the Gotham City Library, and her gay best friend is all ears to her complicated relationship with her mysterious partner, although he suggests that she can fish anywhere she pleases to. Now that is some talk, honey. Meanwhile, Paris Franz and his henchmen are partying on a yacht at Gotham Harbor. As the party girls leave, Paris tells his men that he has now gained the control of most of his uncle's offshore accounts. At that moment, bullets rain down on them from an incoming speedboat with gunmen, and Paris and his bodyguards somehow make a quick escape diving underwater after blasting off their boat. That night, Batgirl receives a video message from Paris as he's left a present for her where they first met. Batman thinks it's the warehouse and tells Batgirl to stay behind since things are getting too personal and leaves in the Batmobile. Batgirl is furious at his treatment and gets on her bike and rides after him. But on the way, she remembers about the semi-truck where she first saw him and goes to a compound to find the truck, and inside is her gift. It's another mobile phone with Paris Franz live on call with her as he guides her to a mansion. She goes inside the room and opens a cupboard following his guidance, only to find the dead corpse of his uncle, Carlos Francesco. She's then jumped by the bodyguards of the dead crime boss, and Batgirl has to fight her way back to safety. She tries to open the elevator, but the guards are on her, so she takes cover behind a sofa. Fortunately, Dark Knight taking down the guards one by one. Batgirl is once again saved by the Batman, but this time, he is furious. They have a go at each other on top of a rooftop, and Batman tells her she can quit if she doesn't want to do what he tells her to. She loses her calm and readily jumps on him, pinning him on the ground. She takes off her mask, and then her top. The crime-fighting duo is now making out on top of a building like wild animals in heat. Barbara tells everything to her best pal at the library, and he's so excited about the hot news, but she hasn't had contact with the mysterious partner in over 3 days. It may be that some boys need time to commit, it seems, right? That night, Batgirl is on top of a rooftop holding the walkie-talkie, not knowing what to do, but finally rings up Batman as he is on his way to locate Paris at the docks. Batgirl tries to apologize to Batman as she really wants to get into the game, but he's ambushed by Franz and his men, prompting her to go to his aid. The Batmobile is shot by an RPG missile, but just in the nick of time before the second missile, Batman shoots himself out of the burning car as he gets surrounded by Franz and his henchmen. Batgirl arrives at the scene in seconds and goes into a fury, seeing the burning Batmobile as she takes down the henchmen. She gets a hold of Franz and beats him into a pulp out of her rage. Unfortunately, she's able to stop herself from killing him as Batman walks up behind her. That night, Batgirl retires from crime fighting as she's not able to do so with Batman on her mind. So, that's a goodbye, it seems. Thank you for your service, Batgirl. Gotham appreciates it. Sometime later, Batman investigates a murder scene at an underground alley with Detective Bullock and comes across several dead corpses possibly done by the Joker, as they all have died laughing. Batman tells Bullock to inform Commissioner Gordon to meet up with Batman at the Arkham Asylum that very night to interrogate the Joker. Meanwhile, Barbara returns home after an evening jog through Gotham Park and picks up a call from her father, informing her he is off on a special meeting with the Batman, which brings a smile on her face. That night, Batman, along with Commissioner Gordon, goes to Arkham Asylum to talk to the Joker face to face. Even Batman is surprised to discover that the Joker had escaped from Arkham under the very nose of the tightest security in all of Gotham. Meanwhile, Joker is already looking into an abandoned, rundown amusement park, and he even turns the broker into stone as his henchmen take over the place. Commissioner Gordon is tending to his scrapbook on the criminals of Gotham as he discusses the dire situation in Gotham with the Joker escaped. Barbara answers the door casually, only to be taken by surprise with the Joker standing right in front of her with a gun to her belly. The Joker shoots Barbara in cold blood, and his henchmen beat down the Commissioner out cold. As they take him away, Joker undresses Barbara and gets ready to take photos of her almost lifeless body. Batman rushes to the hospital where the doctor is checking the injured Barbara for her sensation in the legs. He says she will never walk again, and Detective Bullock tells Batman the sorry state that they found her in the apartment, left undressed and violated while bleeding on the floor. Batman talks to Barbara, and she gains consciousness. Barbara tells him to save her father before the Joker does anything to him. Joker takes Gordon to an amusement park and subjects him to torture as his minions come and chain him up and drag him on a roller coaster ride where the Joker shows him photos he took of Barbara after shooting her, laying on the ground bleeding. Joker is disappointed at the end since Commissioner Gordon almost passed out with fear at the end of the ride. Meanwhile, the Joker gets flashbacks of his past and why he goes through all the trouble now. It's revealed that he was an engineer who quit his job at a chemical company to become a stand-up comedian, only to fail miserably. Despite trying to support his pregnant wife Jeannie, he agrees to guide two criminals through his former workplace at the chemical plant in order to rob a card company next door. In return, the criminals tell him that he has to use Red Hood's mask and caped costume, intending to frame him. During the planning, the police inform him that Jeannie and her baby both died in a household accident. Grief-stricken, he tries to withdraw from the plan, but the criminals talk him into keeping his commitment to them. At the plant, the criminals have him don the red mask and cape. Once inside, they run into security personnel, and a shootout occurs. The criminals are gunned down, and the Jack is confronted by Batman, who is investigating the disturbance. Terrified, he trips and falls into the chemical plant's waste pound, managing to escape Batman in the process, and is swept through a pipe leading to the outside. Once outside, he realizes that the chemicals have permanently bleached his skin chalk white, stained his lips ruby red, and dyed his hair bright green. The entire ordeal, combined with Jeannie's death, drives Jack Napier into insanity and leads him to become the Joker. Detective Bullock comes to Batman with evidence of Joker's location after the Joker sends him a clue that leads him to the amusement park. Batman is welcomed by Joker's minions as they jump him from many hideouts, but the Dark Knight is too clever to fall into their traps. He wisely guides himself through the park, taking down the minions one by one, and soon locates Commissioner Gordon. He saves Gordon while the Joker retreats into the funhouse. Despite being tortured, Gordon remains sane, and he demands Batman to capture the Joker by the book. Batman follows Joker through the funhouse as Joker tries to persuade him that the world is just one big joke, and thus not worth fighting for. He also states that just one bad day is enough to drive an ordinary man insane, and mocks Batman by correctly guessing that it was one bad day that drove Batman into becoming a vigilante. Batman eventually subdues the Joker, tells him that Gordon remains sane despite everything he suffered, and concludes that the Joker is alone in his madness. Batman offers his help in rehabilitation in order to put an end to their everlasting fight, which Batman fears may one day result in their deaths. Joker, although pausing to consider the possibility, ultimately declines, commenting that it's too late for Batman to help him. He then says that the situation reminds him of a joke, which he proceeds to tell. Batman starts laughing at the punchline, accompanying the Joker's maniacal laughter as another dark night ends in the crime-stricken city of Gotham. Soon after, Barbara is in her wheelchair entering a secret room in her apartment. As she turns on the computers, Oracle's logo appears on the screen. Batman now has eyes and ears in Gotham at all times as Barbara is with him. Thank you for watching Second Look. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more awesome videos. Have a nice day.